Hi, I'm Chris from Future Music, and we're here with Chris from Focusrite Novation. He's going to be showing us the Bass Station 2, so I'll hand over to Chris.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we're incredibly happy to have announced our first analog synth for some time, based on the original Bass Station, but we brought this right now into the 21st century. It's a fully analog synth with storage capabilities on there as well, so we can actually store and save our patches. We have effectively two oscillators and a sub-oscillator to get that really nice rich bass sound out of the synth as well. On the actual synth itself, we've got our oscillator control section here. We can choose between sine, triangle, sawtooth and square pulse width wave. We can switch between the different oscillators with our switch here. We have coarse tuning and fine tuning for pitching in the oscillators themselves. Little mixer section here, so we can balance our two oscillators and the sub-oscillator. And we also have a noise generator built into the synth as well, and ring modulator, so we can actually choose to either use a noise, ring modulation, or we can actually bring in an external signal, and we can send that external signal through the filter section and the effects section as well. The filter section is one of the really strong parts of the Bass Station 2. We have two separate filter types built into the synth itself. We have the classic Bass Station synth, and we've also added a filter that we've called Acid, which is essentially modelled on the sort of 303 ladder style diode filter. We have envelope control here as well, with amp envelope and modulation envelope, two LFOs with a delay and speed control for both of those, and different waveforms as well, including sample and hold as well, which is a really nice feature. On the arpeggiator section over here, we have our standard arpeggiation function, so we've got up, down, up and down and that sort of thing. We also have a played arpeggiator where we can actually play in the arpeggio. We have a random arpeggio, but I think one of the really nice features on here is that we have the ability to record a small sequence and play that back as well, which really kind of lends a lot of power to the Bass Station 2. We could set up a small sequence and then get our hands on the actual physical tactile control. You know, as I say, this is sort of one of two Bass Stations in existence. We announced it 2-3 days ago now, and we're just really happy that we've managed to get it over here and you know, and have it to display to people and actually get some nice sounds out of it as well, you know. So if we just get a nice patch up there.
So that real resonant squelch, that's that acid filter, is it?
Well, actually, I think we're set to the classic one here, but if we switch it to the acid one.
Ah, there you go.
So it's going you can hear the different oscillators there. The sub-oscillator really gives it a nice low end. So yes, I mean we've got it here. We're working hard on getting it ready for when we go live with it.
Just routing. What about routing options? What can you modulate? What can you send to what? I mean, what can you assign the LFOs to do and such?
Okay.
I mean,
well, we've got lots of different kind of options here. I mean, from the point of view of on the top panel here. With the LFOs, we can send LFO2 to pulse width, for example, or we could have modulation envelope to pulse width. In terms of, we've got our filter, of course, over here, so we can bring the filter in, and then again we've got modulation envelope and LFO2. LFO1 we can use to actually control the oscillators as well. And we've got additional functionality on the keyboard. So obviously one of the key things about a nice analog synth like this is it's all hands-on, you know, it's grab hold of all the controls straight in front of you. But alongside that as well, we've got a lot of additional functionality that we're going to implement directly with the function and the keyboard itself.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we see here. So here's the sequencer retrigger. The things that are going to be implemented in this firmware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about around the back? Is it USB MIDI, just normal MIDI?
Right. Well, on the back, if we just spin around, so yeah, we've got standard MIDI in and out there as well. We have got USB, and it's actually bus powered, which is how we're powering it at the moment.
Wow.
Obviously, power supply there and K-lock as well for keeping keeping it secure. We've got sustain, and we've also got the external input as socket as
and
well.
that's straight through the filter.
So that's through the filter and the effects as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And effects, are they still yet to be implemented?
So no, on the effects side, well, we've got effectively 2 effects built in. We've got a distortion, and we've also got oscillator filter modulation, which
Can
is.
we hear those?
Yeah, so again, so we've got the distortion, we've got the oscillator filter modulation as well. The oscillator filter modulation is going to be a little bit like the sort of the FM kind of side of things that will run through the filter.
So the original bass station did it have CV out, so it had CV gate. I mean, we don't have this on this.
No, we don't. No, we've gone with standard audio out there.
Okay,
We don't have,
and MIDI.
And MIDI
Yeah.
as well, of course. MIDI via USB and via 5-pin.
And do the top controls, do they send MIDI CC? Can you use them for controlling your DAW synths?
Okay. Well, that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure the answer to that one at the moment. I need to check up on that one. As I say, it's very, very early days, and it's kind of the sort of first time that we've had it out. So so I mean that one's one that we would.
We'll check back with that.
Yeah.
But hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully so. Indeed, yeah. Exactly.
Excellent. And retail, and when can we get hold of it?
Okay, well, I think we're probably going to be looking at sort of mid-June, I think, when they're going to be hitting the stores, and price-wise, it's going to be £399.
Okay, excellent.